Hello viewers, I am Professor Pavan, Sai Vidya Institute of Technology, Department of Management Studies. In today's class, we would be talking about the merchant banking, which is a core concept in relation to the banking system, where it consists of the consolidated aspects that a merchant banker deals in. So we'll be talking about merchant banking. So when we look into the meaning of merchant banking, a merchant banking is a company that conducts underwriting, loan services, financial advising, and fundraising service for a large corporations and high net worth individuals. Viewers, when we say about merchant banking, it is not that exactly what a commercial bank does. Merchant banking is a concept where the high net worth individuals or the multinational companies undergo with this sort of banker in order to access the various services. When you talk about service, it deals with underwriting of shares, which we generally know, where a new or a new venture or a new business starts up when it wants to sell its shares, it goes to an underwriter in order to sell its shares. So when when you get connected with a merchant banking facility, this merchant banking, it deals with the underwriting facilities and loan services. When you talk about loan, it deals with the long term or a medium term as well as your capital requirements and a working capital requirement loan and financial advising. Now what does this financial advising mean? Viewers, assume an person with the name X as 1000 crores. When he wants to invest in some business and he doesn't have any idea or any background about that business, he can consult this sort of merchant banking consultants. They will advise him how to invest, in which way to invest. Might it be a mutual fund, might it be a real estate, might it be an investment in gold or silvers, all such things they would advise to an individual. And the other service that we named was a fundraising service for a large corporations. That literally means, assume a new venture or a new business has to has to get started. When we start up a business, there is a requirement, there is an essential requirement as a capital or a fund. So this merchant bankers will guide the companies, will guide the new ventures, how to raise the funds from different aspects and different sources. That is about fundraising. Unlike retail or commercial banks, merchant banks do not provide services to the general public. As I said in the prior, merchant banking doesn't entertain any of the general public. They do not provide regular banking services like checking accounts and do not take deposits. That is very clear, viewers. They do not accept any sort of deposits from the general public, and it literally deals with the high net worth individuals and large corporations. So merchant banking can be defined as a skill oriented professional services provided by merchant banks to their clients concerning their financial needs for adequate consideration in the form of fee. Merchant bank are a specialist in international trade and thus excel in transacting with the large enterprises. See, as we know, they are literally dealt with the multinational companies and high net worth individuals, and they even involve in international trade, not just the national trades. It offers a range of financial and consultancy services to the customers, which are related to marketing and underwriting of new issue, which we discussed in the uh, previous concept. Merger and acquisition related services, they advise in order to the merger of a company, or when a company wants to acquire these merchant bankers, We look into the accounts of it and they'll let you know what is a profit or a loss volume when you acquire it. Next, advisory services for rising fund. So what do you mean by advisory services for rising fund? Viewers, when you talk about advisory services for rising fund, you have got various ways. First one is initial public offering, the next one is a right issue, and you have private placements, and you have the merchant banking service when you want to raise certain funds. Next, management of customer security. See, they look into the security of clients or the security of the merchant banking customers. What does the security mean? When you say this word security, it deals with when you invest 1 crore. The 1 crore security is very important. How does that look into it? When you invest 50 lakh, what is the return that you get? Is it a profit or a loss? In that sort of security, they check it out. And sometimes merchant bankers provide services or they suggest individuals to invest in various companies. Before they say, they will just look into the accounts of that company. They will verify whether they are the net worth or a profitable companies and they work on it. That is about the management of customer security. Next one is project promotion and project finance. As I said, they promote various new ventures and they even provide you the financial facility. How does they provide you financial facility? They will be having a clients who have high net worth, who have the large amount. They have those clients, and they will be having even a new companies. Next, investment banking, portfolio services, and insurance service. That is about a services offered by a merchant bank. So moving on, viewers, meaning of merchant banker. What does a merchant banker mean? Any person indulge in a issue management business by making arrangements with respect to the trade and subscription of securities, or by playing a role of manager or a consultant. In simple words, he is a person who works as a consultant or a manager and who helps in the arrangement of the security subscription and the trade. So he is a merchant banker. The activities carried out by a merchant bankers are, as I said, it is a private placement of securities, managing public issue of securities, satellite dealership and of government securities, management of international offerings like depository receipts and bonds, etc., syndication of rupee term loans, stockbroking, and the next one is international financial advisory services. That is about the merchant banker. Viewers will just move on to the other concept, that is the functions of merchant banking. As I said, it does not offer any of the commercial bank services to you. Now, if it is not offering you any of the commercial bank services, what would be the main feature of this merchant banking functions? The first one would be the portfolio management. Merchant banks provide advisory services to the institutional investors. As you know, we are just talking about the same things. They suggest or they advise in which way to invest, on which portfolio, on which securities, on which on no, they trade in securities on behalf of the clients. As I said, they get high net worth individuals. Assume some person named with a X enters to a merchant bank and he has got some crores of rupees with him. This merchant bankers will say him where to invest, how to invest. I said examples like gold, silver, real estate, and even in mutual funds, even in other bank shares. All these things they suggest to that high net worth individual. That is about the portfolio management. Next one is rising funds for clients. I said the other example, when they have a new ventures, when they have a new businessman entering to the merchant bank and the business idea is very good. As you take into consideration of any business examples, might it be an Ola, or it might be a Swiggy, or it might be a Byju's. All these, you know, entrepreneurs, they had an idea of starting up a business. They just had an intention of starting up a business, but when they wanted fund, when we as an investors or when we as an entrepreneurs in a cradle, we want money to start up a business. So that will be offered by a merchant banker. Moving on to the third function, that is promotional activities. Now, what do you mean by promotional activities? Promotion means advertising or publicizing. One of the most important activities of a merchant banking is the promotion of business enterprise. What does the promotion mean? Assume you have an, I said you an example of Byju's, Ola, Uber, might it be even an Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, and you have got various other shopping apps. So how do they promote with the shopping apps? This merchant banker, they help in the promotion. They say to the investors, look, you have a good company, you can invest on it and you can earn a good profit. That is what they help with the other companies. Next one is loan syndication. Loan syndication means services provided by the merchant bankers in raising credit from banks and financial institutions to finance the project cost or working capital of the client's project, also termed as project finance service. As we discussed, they offer you a loan facility. Now, why do you require a loan? Is that you want to keep it idle? Is that you want to just look into that cash? No, you want to invest it. Where do we invest it? Either for our fixed capital requirement or for a working capital requirement, or even when you are starting up a project cost, initial stages you need some money. So for that things you can approach merchant banking. Next one is leasing service. Merchant banking organization renders leasing services to the customers. There are some banks which maintain venture capital funds to help entrepreneurs. Now, what does this leasing services mean? We have got now today we have got various companies which offer this sort of services to the entrepreneurs. See, why do they do that? In order to help them in acquiring a machinery, in order to help them in acquiring a land. We can't assume every business cannot start with his own land, with his own machinery. In order to support them with this aspects, they help them with a concept of leasing function, that is a leasing services. So this is in relation to the merchant banking. In today's class or in this session, we discussed about merchant banking, merchant banker, and even the key takeaways and the functions of a merchant banker. Thank you everyone. Please do like, subscribe and share the channel.